My diagnosis originally was Asperger's in the autism spectrum, but since that was removed back in like 2009, it was just basically normal autism. That changed my whole life, and then since then we've started working up to deal with it. What it means is it's basically your brain is physically wired differently from everyone else's. Like, it's more so you view the world in a different light than everyone else because of how your brain is differently wired. It's really hard to explain it because I'm so used to it. I don't know how everyone else acts, but I know the way that I act is definitely different. But social stress sometimes when people are feeling down or they're feeling insecure, I want to help them because I know how that feels, but I don't really know how to go about it. I do have some problems with surprises, really, because it's just like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. Oh no, there goes all my planning for this event. The reason why I have my headphones is because they block out a lot of noise. I'm very noise sensitive. So assemblies, like any really big school social event, I'm not really good in. So it's really just a lot of baggage, but I've learned how to deal with it so then I can deal with the life stuff. I really had a lot of help from my mom. What it comes down to is that you need that support. You need as much help as you can possibly get. Have those safety boundaries so then you can deal with the autism. So then like once the autism is dealt with, then you can start moving on to the life. And here I am. Most people don't even know that I have autism. Like, the people ask me, I've had a couple people, and they're like, hey, do you have autism? I'm like, yeah, I do. And they're like, oh, I would have never thought that. You don't seem like the type of person to have it.
So I was originally born in China, and then when I was 1, I was adopted, and I got brought back here with my parents to Colorado, and I've lived here basically my whole life. I got into hockey probably when I was like 7 because I just watched the NHL with my dad a lot, and so like I thought it was going to be cool. 5 years ago, I started ice with Colorado Rampage, and then for a few years I played with them, and then I decided to go to a girls team up at Select for a year, and then from there I got recruited from camp that I did to go out to Boston, play for the Chinese team, and so that was a lot of fun. I got to train, like basically this team was going to be for the Olympics. Unfortunately the program got shut down, but it was a lot of fun. I was out there in Boston for about 6 months, and I got to work with a bunch of top of the line like coaches and stuff like that. So there was about 4 from the United States and Canada, and then the rest were like 16 girls I think from China. They were just trying to build like the hockey program over there, so they brought some of their girls and then we got brought up. Probably the feeling of just like being like stopping pucks. I mean, it's a big thing. If the breakaway is coming down and you stop it, the crowd cheers and it's exciting. I think just put in the effort. Like if you really want something, and no matter like how big or like how small you are, you can do it as long as you put in the work and you really believe that you can do it. So.
I volunteered during the summer in the operating room at St. Francis Medical Center, the local hospital. I've had the opportunity to observe a couple surgeries during my time volunteering there, and I've gained a lot of valuable experience. I'm really interested in becoming a doctor. The entire human body was very fascinating to me, and just being able to help people in the way that doctors do was really impactful. There was about 12-year-old boy who came into the operating room, and he was terrified. He had broken his arm or something. I can't remember exactly, but he just was very scared. I came over and I comforted him a little bit before we went to the OR, because I knew how scary it is going into the OR. I got my tonsils out about 4 years ago, and that was a very scary experience for me. And being a young child, you don't know what can happen, and just being able to help that kid calm down before his surgery was really impactful to me. And he ultimately ended up doing very well overall, and the surgery success. And later I went and visited him in his hospital bed, and he thanked me for comforting him. If you believe that you're meant to do that, whatever you're passionate about, then it is what you're meant to do, and you should enjoy every moment you have spending it.
Well, my family's third generation immigrants from Mexico. and like everyone in my family has dealt with like a lot of racism in their jobs, just in their like community, and I'm the first person in my family that hasn't had to deal with that, because I'm one of the only like kids that are half white, and I obviously inherited my complexion from my dad. But I was able to see how people would treat my cousins or my aunts who look Mexican compared to how they would treat me because I look white. When I came to Rampart, everyone was really like nice about it. Whenever I told them, they were shocked that I wasn't 100% white. I would have a couple instances where students might say some like racist things about Mexicans, and I'd have to say like, well, that's my family, that's me. When I first had my first couple of instances where people treated my family badly but treated me good, I decided that I wanted to be more involved. I wrote into the La Raza Youth Leadership Organization in Denver. I participated in a lot of marches in Denver that year, in demonstrations. My identity is like, it's really, really important to me. I don't talk about it as much with my friends because I feel kind of awkward because I look white, but I'm Mexican. That was one of my biggest regrets, that I felt awkward talking about it, and that I was worried that people might judge me or that I'd feel alienated because I was talking about something that they've never experienced. But when you actually do, 9 out of 10 times everyone is actually really interested in it, and they want to know more, and they want to experience it for themselves if they can. And so just be like proud of who you are, and don't worry about people judging you, because in reality, just one person judging you for one aspect of your culture doesn't matter. Your pride in yourself and who your family is matters more than that.